I looked again at the woman enveloped in demonic energy. At this moment, she descended like a demon from heaven, floating in midair, her demonic aura fierce and domineering, ignoring everything. Her presence stilled everything within a 10-mile radius. The air seemed to freeze, suffocating those nearby. She was unbelievably powerful. Looking closely, could it be? I was shocked. If my guess was correct, she had just effortlessly neutralized all of the Demon Emperor's attacks. That explained why she could cultivate in Death Valley and the Heavenly Prison without the Demon Emperor noticing. Everything made sense now. I stared at her. How could I not have guessed her identity sooner? I remembered that even the demon souls in Death Valley knelt before her, and the demon mother was no exception. At the time, I only thought she held a high status, never imagining she was this exalted. Master, the one we encountered before in the spatial rift, I whispered to Jiang Jiushuan. Jiang Jiushuan nodded. I was even more astonished. She had truly come. Had she returned to the demon realm fueled by vengeance? The Demon Emperor's breakdown shocked all the demon immortals, clarifying why he had suffered continuous defeats. They looked at the woman again, disbelief etched in their eyes. She? The one who unsettled the Demon Emperor. There's no one else in the demon realm who can match her, right? Could it really be her? Who else? Who else could it be? To have one's soul shattered, body destroyed, this is patricide. The rumors in the demon realm over the years were true. The third royal empress wasn't just in seclusion, she was killed by the Demon Emperor. No wonder the Demon Emperor was no match for her. She's actually the Demon Emperor's master. Their gazes froze, unable to believe it. At last, they understood why they instinctively wanted to kneel when the woman released her aura from the heavenly prison. The demon immortals turned to the Demon Emperor, whose face suddenly paled, realizing he had spoken out of turn. At that moment, a surge of rage ignited within me. The woman before us was the Demon Emperor's master, the reincarnation of the Empress he usurped. She had returned. No wonder her cultivation speed was astonishing. No wonder she could withstand hundreds of thunderstrikes unharmed. No wonder even her madness magnified her power. I remembered feeling furious when Demon Moon once told me the story of this Empress, how treacherously she was betrayed by her disciple. I too have a master who devotedly guided me, yet she raised a traitor like the Demon Emperor. One can only imagine the shock and disbelief the third royal empress felt when betrayed by her own disciple, moments before death. In this lifetime, she had transformed that bitterness into rage and returned reborn. I kept my eyes fixed on her. Though she returned in fury, due to her madness, as the Demon Emperor said, her days were numbered. It seemed she was desperately refining her body for someone. I knew exactly who that someone was. No one else, but the Demon Emperor himself, the very one who once brought her both comfort and disappointment, fury and confusion. Whoever dares to utter another word, I'll kill him immediately, the Demon Emperor roared. His voice thundered, his authority overwhelming all. No demon immortal dared to argue further, they all covered their mouths in silence. Even Demon Moon had once said that the Empress had actually died years ago, a rumor passed down for thousands of years, but no one dared to expose the truth. Now, the Empress had reincarnated and reappeared in the demon realm. This flame, dormant for 6,000 years, finally erupted openly. It blazed fiercely in front of everyone, burning away falsehoods and revealing the Demon Emperor's true face. Are you pretending in front of me? You absolutely cannot be her. The Demon Emperor glared at the third royal empress. He feigned composure but stubbornly refused to admit the truth. Everyone else could see through this, how could he not? Yet his heart was filled with doubt and suspicion. Just moments ago, he had claimed he had sealed everything cleanly, leaving no chance for the Empress's reincarnation. Now, he clung to a faint hope that he had truly eliminated all risks. But I believe no one is perfect. The third royal empress, as the Demon Emperor's master, naturally possessed unique strengths. Perhaps it was because of this that even though her soul was shattered, she still managed to successfully reincarnate. And now, she was descending from the air. Each step she took amplified her aura, the air growing heavier and heavier. It was like a colossal mountain crashing down. Boom! As she took her second step, 3 demon immortals' legs went weak, they collapsed to their knees with a thud. By her third step, her aura grew even more terrifying. Step 4, like Mount Tai crushing from above. Step 5, the void trembles. Plop! Plop! One by one, demon immortals collapsed to their knees, unable to withstand the overwhelming pressure. Step 6, upon landing, half of the 1,000+ demon immortals are already kneeling. The scene is utterly shocking. The kneeling demon immortals tremble uncontrollably, some begin kowtowing, while about 1/3 stand dazed, their faces a mix of panic and confusion. Seeing this, the Demon Emperor's last flicker of hope vanishes into thin air. A vast number of demon immortals kneel down, shattering the illusions in the Demon Emperor's heart. The third Imperial Empress's first words upon landing, "Am I really her?" These 4 words strike the Demon Emperor heavily, forcing him to take 4 steps back. Shock and primal fear are clearly visible in his eyes. The arrogance of the past has completely vanished, as if fire has met water, ice has met heaven, flesh has met blade, one fatal blow. Why? The third Imperial Empress's voice is hoarse yet merciless, calm as if it condenses countless years. These 3 words had been buried deep in her soul for a long time. All the demon immortals instinctively look toward the Demon Emperor. I look as well. The Demon Mother once said it's common in the demon realm for master and disciple to kill each other. Killing one's master is no surprise. But for the third Imperial Empress to question like this, there must be a hidden truth. The Demon Emperor's face darkens. There is no why. Speak. The third Imperial Empress's voice rises sharply, shocking everyone and silencing the Demon Emperor. He grits his teeth, silent, glaring gloomily at her, struggling to speak. Thousands of years ago, I discovered 2 rotting lizard corpses near a cave and found you inside, barely 1 year old. Based on when your parents died, you had been starving for 7 or 8 months. All the edible things in the cave had been consumed, even the stones were gnawed. You were tenacious, crawling over to me and hugging me. Seeing the yearning in your eyes, I took you back. I raised you, fed you, and at 10 years old announced you as my disciple publicly, beginning to teach you cultivation. At 100, the Demon Mother assisted you through your tribulation. At 1,000, you inherited half my power. At 2,000, you became the leader of the 10 great demon saints. At 3,000, you shook the world. At 5,000, I prepared to teach you even more techniques. The third Imperial Empress speaks with deep affection, her voice full of a master's love for her disciple. With every word, old memories flash through her mind. But her tone gradually turns cold, angry, and finally merciless. That sorrow, that doubt. Every demon immortal listens, word by word, deeply moved. Even though I'm a demon immortal, I think the Demon Emperor is way too merciless. The demon realm allows killing, but to kill one's master, that's just impossible. If I were her disciple, I'd count myself blessed and gladly drink her foot-washing water every day. The demon immortals sympathize and loudly criticize the Demon Emperor. Enough! The Demon Emperor roars, glaring at the third Imperial Empress. All my cultivation now comes from you, yet I just want to kill you. It's the nature of demon immortals, and it's my nature. My parents fought bitterly and killed each other over a demon fruit. They left me as an orphan. I inherited their nature, don't you know? The third Imperial Empress retorts coldly, is that all? Yes, that's all. The Demon Emperor laughs maniacally, you treated me so well, but you being too good made me take it for granted. Why did you reject me? I rejected you? The third Imperial Empress is momentarily stunned. The Demon Emperor screams, his eyeballs nearly bulging, didn't you? Don't you remember leaving for 10 years, only to return a completely different person? At that time, I asked who you'd met, but you wouldn't tell me. You started distancing yourself from me, not letting me into your room, teaching me distractedly, sometimes not answering me for a long time. You were my master, why couldn't you focus on just me? During those 10 years away, did you already have someone else? You belong only to me, and you can only care for me. I won't allow you near anyone else. I even gave you a chance, remember? Before I struck, I asked what place I held in your heart. You actually said I was mere disciple. The Demon Emperor has completely lost his mind now. Since childhood, I saw you as my woman, wanting to hold you every day, but you rejected me. Then you must die. The Demon Emperor's jealousy leaves all the demon immortals dumbfounded. To be honest, his words are brutally honest. Even I was shocked. But thinking about it, it makes sense. After all, how many consorts has the Demon Emperor taken? Just an hour ago, he held a grand wedding ceremony. His nature is lustful. The third Imperial Empress appeared at his lowest moment, leaving a deep impression on him. As he matured, his feelings transformed into romantic love between man and woman. In truth, he had long been secretly in love with the third Imperial Empress. He thought the master who taught him cultivation should also be his woman. So, his story about his parents fighting over a demon fruit makes sense. He was born with an overwhelming possessiveness. I couldn't help but pity the third Imperial Empress. This ungrateful bastard truly deserves to starve to death. I glanced at Jiang Zhoushuan, relieved that although I clung to her leg and slept beside her every day as a child, I never developed feelings for her. But if I were like the Demon Emperor, what would become of Jiang Zhoushuan and me? One night, if I couldn't resist and fell into the forbidden, what would happen then? Would we become strangers? Or would Jiang Zhoushuan grab my pants, break the vine, and keep me bedridden for a whole month? The third Princess Empress said, I won't let you into the room because you're grown now. Boys and girls must keep their distance." Her voice was full of disappointment. The question she had hidden for years was finally answered, but she didn't feel relieved. Instead, she felt disgusted. "Then later, when you stopped caring, how do you explain that?" the demon emperor roared. The third princess Empress didn't answer. "During those 10 years you were away, who did you meet? Who stole the heart that should have belonged to me?" The demon emperor's eyes blazed with fury, completely losing control. Still silent, she piqued the curiosity of all the demon immortals present. Could it be someone in the Empress's heart? Who knows? She's always rejected men and wouldn't let anyone come within 3 feet of her. But maybe she met someone while away, and it's only natural to be unexpectedly attracted. "No, I think her heart belongs to no one." The demon immortals speculated wildly. The more they talked, the more it felt like salt in the demon emperor's wounds, pushing him to the brink of collapse. "Answer. You must answer." I recalled the female skeleton inside the space rift. Judging by her bones, the third princess Empress had been breathtakingly beautiful in her past life, the most beautiful in the demon realm. A woman like that captivating the demon emperor was unsurprising, and capable of drawing the attention of many demon immortals. The third princess Empress said coldly, "The questions are done. You may die now." She stepped closer, her tone ice-cold and sharp. She probably thought that whatever the demon emperor said next would only worsen her pain. "You won't answer, but I can see it. You have someone in your heart. Who is it? Someone from the demon realm? The immortal realm? If it's the immortal realm, you must know that demons and immortals don't mix. Every time I guess your thoughts, you fall silent. This bad habit remains unchanged even after reincarnation. Regardless of whether it's someone from the immortal realm, I tell you this, I am stronger than anyone. If you won't answer, I will find out who stole my heart." "And now you want to kill me? Ha ha ha." The demon emperor laughed wildly. "You dream of killing me? How many days do you think you have left? Ever tasted the bitterness of going mad from overusing magic? You fickle cowards, remember, all of you who knelt down earlier, you're all going to die." He laughed uproariously. The demon immortals who had knelt were terrified, half immediately stood up to show their stance. The others were too weak-kneed to rise steadily. They all believed the third princess Empress was mad from overusing magic and wouldn't survive long. "See? Even they think you deserve to die." The demon emperor sneered triumphantly. I looked at the third princess Empress again. Her body was increasingly suffused with demonic energy, her aura grew stronger, but that was no good. It was a sign of going mad from overusing magic. Like a poison worsening, reaching a critical stage with a brief flare of life. This would accelerate the loss of her lifespan. She was expected to live only 3 more days, but after forcibly raising her demonic energy, maybe less than 2. If she died from going mad, she'd lose any chance of reincarnation. The third princess Empress walked forward, coldly saying, "I taught you everything you know. So what? 6,000 years have passed, and I've cultivated new techniques. I just didn't use them earlier." The demon emperor sneered darkly, fixing his gaze on her. "Now I'll give you one last chance. Even if you were reborn, you still have a place in my heart. Tell me, are you willing to be my woman? Your answer last time disappointed me. Think carefully before you respond this time." The third princess Empress said nothing and slowly approached. Clearly, she had seen through the years of doubt and no longer wished to see the demon emperor alive. "You won't speak? So there is someone in your heart? Who stole my heart?" The demon emperor's face twisted into a hideous snarl. "You betrayed me, so you must die." He smiled cruelly. "And there's one more thing you haven't thought of. I can kill you once, and I can kill you twice." Just as his words fell, the demon emperor suddenly vanished. I was stunned. When the demon emperor previously killed the third princess Empress, she had been at her peak. Now, although stronger, she had recklessly pushed her magic to madness. The difference was enormous. Unexpected by all demon immortals, the demon emperor appeared before the third princess Empress again, as fast as lightning. No one reacted in time. Even Jiang Zhoushuan and I felt our pupils shrink. The little fox was utterly shocked. In the demon emperor's hand appeared a short black dagger, only palm-length, intricate and sharpened pattern, half the blade stained red, the blood of the third princess Empress's past life. This was the broken sword that once killed the Empress. I wondered, since the Empress hadn't cultivated corrupt demonic arts, could the dagger harm her? Was there some hidden secret within the sword? Die. Just like 6,000 years ago. The demon emperor sneered, stabbing the dagger fiercely into the third princess Empress's proud chest. Everyone held their breath, including me. This is the 12th of 125 sections. Please treat the following content according to your logic. Keep the original paragraph structure, line breaks, and overall layout, and only return the processed result. Though I had never met the Third Imperial Empress, we once connected across Death Valley, sharing a mysterious bond beyond words. Her sudden appearance eased the crisis. I sympathize with her plight, for I have a master who cared for me deeply. Therefore, despite never having met her, I hold a fondness for the Empress and wish to see her spared from dying again at the hands of the Demon Emperor. At this moment, Jiang Joshuan wore a calm expression. I was puzzled, then glanced again at the Third Imperial Empress, only to hear the Demon Emperor shout in disbelief, "No, this can't be, where did she go?" The sudden panic twisted every demon's face. We all saw the spot where the Demon Emperor had plunged his sword suddenly blur, like smoke being blown apart by the wind. Then, the sharp blade reappeared. Everyone understood, what the Demon Emperor stabbed was merely the Empress's afterimage. This meant the Empress had moved faster than even the Demon Emperor. It made sense after all, though master and disciple, the Demon Emperor had not fully learned all her skills. But I worried she was risking her lifespan to fight him. Demonic energy surged wildly all around. Jiang Joshuan shook her head. This will only drain your life faster. After this fight, you might have just one day left. Her voice grew faint as she spoke. I was startled. I told you, never use the same move twice. An icy female voice rang out. A flash in front of me, then a thunderous boom. The Demon Emperor was knocked flying. He crashed heavily against a huge rock, shattering it to dust. Blood spewed from his mouth, his vital energy draining rapidly. He had intended to ambush, but instead was caught off guard. His attempt backfired terribly, leaving him severely wounded. The demons were shocked to see the Demon Emperor in such a sorry state. The Third Imperial Empress is taking back everything I taught you, she suddenly declared and vanished. The Demon Emperor scrambled to his feet, alert, scanning his surroundings. But his situation was dire. Earlier, he had spent nearly 20% of his vital energy breaking the magic array, fought fiercely against me and 700 prisoners, suffered multiple strikes from Jiang Joshuan's Heaven Phoenix 9 skills, and endured the demonic aura I had cast upon him. He barely had time to react before he was blasted away again. This time, everyone saw as he flew backward an explosion of spirit light burst from his back. The light seemed to be forcibly torn from within him like glue being ripped apart. Even more astonishingly, it was neither demonic energy nor vital energy, but a form of cultivation, a martial art. The Third Imperial Empress was reclaiming all the techniques she had taught the Demon Emperor. This is the three-part demon skill I taught you when you were 10 years old, she said coldly, striking ferociously. Boom! The Demon Emperor spat out another burst of spirit light, his complexion turning paler. This is the god-breaking art I taught you at 100 years old. One blow after another, the Empress's speed was so fast no one could keep up, only seeing the Demon Emperor repeatedly flung backward. One by one, his martial arts and skills were violently extracted. This is the Five Ghosts Universe technique you learned at 500. This is the invisibility art from when you turned 1,000. This is the bone-melting demon palm from your 2,000-year cultivation. With each technique named, her tone grew colder, as if mercilessly lashing the once unbreakable master-disciple bond. After the seventh strike, the Demon Emperor was thrown 20 meters away. He staggered to his feet, drenched in blood, coughing up fresh blood continuously. His former aura of domination and invincibility was gone, replaced only by the scent of defeat and wounds. The demons gaped in disbelief. None had expected the Demon Emperor, revered for 6,000 years, to be so vulnerable before his master. The Demon Emperor roared, "No! How could I lose to you? This must be an illusion. You're nothing but a dying mad demon now. I fought you to a standstill for 3 days and nights, how are you so much stronger now?" His roar thundered, dripping with unwillingness and disbelief. The Third Imperial Empress said coldly, "I gave you a chance once. You actually believed it?" Her words struck like a brutal slap in the Demon Emperor's face. His eyes blazed with fury, veins bulging as if about to burst, blood surging fiercely. "Then why did you die at my hands in your previous life?" he shouted desperately. "It wasn't that I wanted to defeat you. That day, I was just in a good mood, thinking of someone," the Empress replied indifferently. "Humph." The Demon Emperor lost all reason. "I refuse to believe it. I will never believe it." Suddenly, with wild fury, he lunged at me. His eyes were fierce as a beast's. "You crippled one of my hands. I will kill you." He understood that with only one functioning hand, he was doomed. Just as he neared, a hand appeared suddenly above his head and slammed down violently. The Third Imperial Empress shouted angrily, "I'm taking back every single skill I taught you. Now, you'll pay with your head for our past life's grudge." Boom! The power of the strike was earth-shattering, fracturing his skull with a loud crunch. The demon emperor was stunned, his eyes bloodshot, face swollen like a blood-filled balloon ready to burst. Under the overwhelming pressure, his legs gave way and he collapsed to his knees. The ground beneath cracked violently, as if about to collapse. Master, spare my life. I know I was wrong, he choked out, pleading. Blood dripped from his mouth, utterly devoid of any regal bearing. Once a proud and vigorous demon emperor, now reduced to begging in his final moments. I was stunned, speechless. Just moments ago, facing the demon emperor, I was completely defenseless. If not for Jiang Joshuan's timely arrival, I would have been burned alive by the hellfire. But now, that same demon emperor, who once tormented me mercilessly, stood powerless before the third empress. The third empress roared, "From day one, I warned you, severe mistakes won't be forgiven. Now, I want your life." She raised her hand, ready to strike again. At that moment, I was shocked to see the demon emperor's eyes flash fiercely, as if determined to fight to the death. Just as I was about to warn the third empress, he suddenly lunged and grabbed her. The third empress staggered back in alarm. The demon emperor laughed wildly. "You won't let me touch you? Then I'll just have to run for my life." Wiping the blood from his lips, he prepared to leap away. Suddenly, an invisible giant hand seized him, its palm larger than a truck, forged from dense essence steel condensed from demonic energy. Though tall and strong, the demon emperor looked insignificant before this massive hand. He shouted, "The great demon hand? The one you never taught me? You're really using it against me? I'm your disciple, how can you be so heartless?" Before he finished, his body was crushed by immense pressure. Crack! Bone after bone snapped. The demon emperor screamed in agony as his legs were crushed, his waist, chest, and neck broken in succession. Finally, his head was twisted off. All the demon immortals watched in shock. At the moment his head was about to be crushed, the demon emperor gritted his teeth and spat out a fierce burst of demonic energy. That energy transformed into a razor-sharp demonic blade, slicing fiercely at his own neck. Put! His head fell away, the demon emperor's severed head filled with deep hatred as it swiftly fled in one direction. The giant hand in the air released him, and the contorted body of the demon emperor fell to the ground like a twisted ragdoll. On his hands, traces of my demonic essence still lingered. The giant hand pursued relentlessly. Clearly resigned, the demon emperor turned his gaze full of venom at the third empress. "If it weren't for my depleted energies and trapped hands, I would never let you win. Since you want me dead, I'll grant you that." He began chanting a spell, his skull deformed and exploded. Boom! A massive sphere of light, 3 kilometers in diameter, rose into the sky and rapidly expanded, shattering the pursuing demonic hand. In an instant, the sky shook violently, fierce winds whipped through 10 miles, stones flew, and withered trees were uprooted. Blood-red mist fell from above, the demon emperor had self-destructed. As the shockwave faded, a voice full of hatred rang out, "Today my body is destroyed, but I swear revenge. You won't live a single day in this life, I've spared you this once. In your next life, I will hunt you endlessly, until your soul is utterly destroyed. Long Shiba, I will find you too, and chase you for all eternity, just you wait. And you, Long Shiba's master, I know who you are, and I will settle the score with you." I squinted toward the horizon, where a shadowy figure appeared, the demon emperor's remaining soul. His self-destruction was meant to buy his spirit time to flee. The demon emperor's soul's vengeful threats faded as he vanished without a trace, impossible to track. My heart tightened. The demon emperor's soul had escaped. I instinctively looked at the third empress, who was drenched in dense demonic energy, clearly near her limit. She forced herself back to consciousness, her cultivation far from recovered, even suffering from internal damage. Destroying the demon emperor's physical form was already an incredible feat. Otherwise, she wouldn't have allowed the demon emperor's soul to escape. I wanted to pursue, but in my condition, there was no way to catch the fleeing spirit. Besides, even Jiang Joshuan was hurt, there was no chance of chase. Meanwhile, the demon immortals knocked down by the blast were picking themselves up, faces full of shock. The demon emperor's physical body is completely destroyed? The third empress is our master, how dare a disciple treat the master this way? They murmured in amazement but quickly fell silent. Unanimously, they looked toward the third empress, their faces filled with awe, even breathing carefully. At the gate of the celestial prison, silence reigned. Suddenly, a voice sounded, "The demon emperor is dead. Congratulations to the third empress on reclaiming control of the demon realm. We respectfully bow to the third empress." I turned toward the voice and saw the demon mother rushing over from the demon emperor's palace. She was accompanied by Demon Yu. The demon mother was stunned at first, then suddenly knelt before the third empress with utmost respect. Demon Yu also looked at me in surprise before following suit and kneeling down. Soon, the third, the fourth, and eventually all the demon immortals knelt. The scene was utterly overwhelming. The next moment, thousands of demon immortals shouted in unison, "Congratulations to the third Princess Empress on reclaiming the demon realm. We pay our respects, third Princess Empress." Their voices echoed through the demon realm for a long time. I instinctively gazed from afar at the third Princess Empress, enveloped in demon energy. Unexpectedly, she did not accept the demon immortals' kowtows. Obviously, she could no longer hold on. Destroying the demon emperor's physical body had consumed all her spiritual energy. Her cultivation had spiraled out of control, and the demon energy began to wane. She truly only had one day of life left. I was stunned. Though she had avenged half her grievances, the price was living only one more day. If she hadn't left seclusion early, would she have avoided losing lifespan? If she hadn't rushed her cultivation, would she have avoided going mad? Sadly, there is no if. I immediately transmitted to Mother Demon, "Mother Demon, what are you waiting for? Tell the demon immortals to withdraw at once." Mother Demon snapped to attention, stood up, and shouted loudly, "The third Princess Empress has many matters to attend to now. Everyone, step back." The demon immortals hesitated, unwilling to move without the Empress's direct order. "We all bear guilt, who dares linger?" Mother Demon roared. The demon immortals immediately repented, kowtowing repeatedly and admitting their mistakes. "Your Majesty, I was deceived by the demon emperor and mistakenly recognized him as my master. It was never my true intention." "Yes, we've all been tricked." Faced with their pleas, the third Princess Empress remained silent. The demon immortals grew fearful, worried about punishment. Suddenly, she seemed to glance at me, then flew into the prison swiftly. She was moving so fast, perhaps she would lose consciousness in the next moment. The crowd yelled, "Your Majesty! Quickly retreat!" Mother Demon shouted, "Strike together quickly, destroy the demon emperor's palace first. After cleaning up, the third Princess Empress will ascend her throne again." "Yes. Let's act now. Destroy the demon palace first, then re-establish the Empress as ruler." The demon immortals found this reasonable, rose, bowed in farewell to the prison, and went to the demon emperor's palace. Once everyone had left, Mother Demon and Demon Yu hurried over. "Is the third Princess Empress all right?" I shook my head. "Not looking good." Mother Demon was terrified, and Demon Yu was equally shocked. Mother Demon stared at the headless corpse of the demon emperor on the ground, stunned. "So he's really dead." I said my disciple couldn't have defeated her master. Luckily, I helped the third Princess Empress train the demon thunder in the Death Valley, or else. The little fox flew over, carrying back my severed finger, nestled in my arms. "Daddy, please reattach the finger." I nodded. Thanks to mastering the unbreakable demon art, the finger hadn't been severed for long and could regenerate on its own. I recited a mantra, and the finger quickly healed, leaving only a faint red line. The little fox beamed, "Daddy, we're still alive, this is great." I breathed a sigh of relief. Thankfully, my 18 lives as a dragon aren't up yet. "It's going to be all right." I comforted her as she wiped away tears. She was truly worried. Then I withdrew the demonic essence from the demon emperor's corpse. Turning to Jiang Zhoushuan, countless thoughts swirled inside me. She flew over. "Husband, you should go in and check on her first." My expression darkened as I looked toward the prison. "All right." I needed her help to find the Long River Dragon Maiden and get her out of the demon realm. After the chaos at the demon emperor's wedding, rescuing the wrong person made me even more concerned for the Dragon Maiden. If the third Princess Empress gave the order personally, I'd find her soon enough. Jiang Zhoushuan returned the thunderstruck bamboo sword. I said, "Master, wait a moment. By the way, Master, does she really only have one day of life left?" I asked. Jiang Zhoushuan nodded. "Her cultivation is far behind the demon emperor's. She pushed herself to the limit, which caused her madness. But just now, she critically injured the demon emperor while in that mad state. That was no easy feat. I regretted, she could have trained some more before leaving seclusion. I may have 100 years ahead of me, but she is different. Has the demon emperor sensed her? Is that why she had to leave seclusion early?" "Because she has someone on her mind," Jiang Zhoushuan said, her gaze turning to me. "She's not just eager for revenge?" I guessed. "No, husband. You have to see her. Her time is short." Jiang Zhoushuan's sadness showed clearly. I sighed. Then, the thunderstruck bamboo swept me into the prison. "Husband, don't get too close. She doesn't want you to see her like this," Jiang Zhoushuan warned from behind. Cultivating to madness changes a person's complexion drastically, especially a woman, who naturally wouldn't want anyone to see her this way. I entered the prison smoothly, following the bamboo sword deeper inside. Beside a rock, I found her. The environment here was extremely harsh, yet the rock water held terrifying demon power that the third Princess Empress had already completely absorbed. She stood upright, her back facing me. Thick demon energy surrounded her, extending 5 meters, a chilling aura that pierced the very air. I pay my respects, third Princess Empress. I cupped my hands in salute. No need for ceremony, her voice was hoarse. This area is cold and ruthless, but her tone remains restrained yet enigmatic. I need your help finding someone, I said, looking at her back. Finding someone? Go on, she replied, her voice wavering slightly. I sighed with relief and got straight to the point. I have a friend who entered the demon realm before I did, but I've never been able to find her. I almost did this time, but something went wrong. She used to be the ruler of the Yangtze River. The third Imperial Empress body writhed with demonic energy, but she stayed silent. I waited patiently for her response. Glancing around unconsciously, I noticed signs of rapid cultivation everywhere inside inwardly. Meeting her across the void was a remarkable twist of fate. If I could help her, I would. After all, she saved me once. But her condition was dire, there was no way she could last more than a day. Helpless, I saw her begin coughing and realized she probably wouldn't make it. Not wanting to push, I said, if you don't want to help, that's fine. Are you really determined to find her? The third Imperial Empress suddenly asked. Her coldness was nearly overwhelmed by emotion, though hoarse, her voice was no longer icy. Yes. Why? Because she's my friend. Friend? Yes, a very good friend. Just that? I fell silent. The third Imperial Empress was silent too. I went on, I owe her. Owe her how? She asked. I promised I'd find her within 3 days, but I never did. She ventured alone into the demon sea. I sighed, imagining her lonely wait for me. Is that all? She seemed half amused, half exasperated. Yes. Not going is just not going. What's the big deal? Her tone was cold. I let her wait in vain. Naturally, she would be upset. Are you sure? She challenged. I was taken aback. Wouldn't she be? No. Why not? She was silent for 10 seconds. When she didn't answer, I said, regardless of whether she's angry or not, I want to see her. I want us to leave the demon realm together. Leave the demon realm? Yes. Why would she come with you? The word stuck in my throat. It's for her own good. The demon realm wasn't right for her, she wanted to stay near the Yangtze. And then? I had no answer. That's it? We lapsed into silence together. Seeing the intensifying demonic energy swirling around her, I suggested we rest. I rest, I die, she replied. I knew time was short. Feeling sorry for her, I asked if there was any way I could still help. I'm cultivating too fast. Demonic poison is attacking my heart. There's no cure. I sighed. The formation talisman I gave you. Swish. A talisman, blackened and worn, flew back to me. The talisman bore deep 5-fingered handprints but had lost all its spiritual power. The third Imperial Empress had used my talisman, but in the end, she couldn't escape derangement. Which do you think leaves behind more lingering thoughts, the dead or the missing? She suddenly asked. I pondered. The missing, definitely. The dead are gone, leaving only sorrow but no lingering thoughts. The missing still have a chance to be alive, so friends naturally hold more hope and longing, they might suddenly reappear. That moment would be unforgettable. Missing, she whispered. Yes. The dead leave sorrow, the missing leave hope and memory, I explained. She was silent for a moment. I've seen her, the third Imperial Empress said abruptly. Really? I instantly brightened. Perhaps her cultivation was so advanced she had already sensed the Yangtze Dragon Girl stepping into the demon realm? If that were true, it would be the Dragon Girl's stroke of luck. Yes. Where is she now? I asked urgently. A faraway place. No matter how far, I will bring her out of the demon realm. Please tell me where she is. My eyes were resolute. I had promised her I must make it happen. Otherwise, she would be trapped in the demon realm forever. I had even cast a divination, the result showed she truly could not leave. She's fine. Don't worry. But she won't leave with you, the third Imperial Empress said, shocking me. Why? I asked anxiously. She's cultivating far away, and it will take at least 100 years. If interrupted, all her effort would be wasted, and her cultivation ruined. That's why she won't come out with you, she explained. I was stunned and torn. Relieved because she had gained an extraordinary opportunity to advance, heartbroken because fate had already told me she couldn't leave the demon realm, that meant we were destined to part. I nearly collapsed, overcome with heartache. This is segment 16 of 125. Please follow your logic to process the text below. Keep the original paragraph structure, line breaks, and overall layout. Only return the processed content. Maybe the moment I promised to find her within 3 days was when our fate was already broken. Could it be that I'll never see her again in this lifetime? The ache in my heart was unbearable. Not being able to see her is still better than being separated by life and death. The only consolation is that she's still alive, and living well, having gained a great opportunity. Did she tell you herself she wouldn't leave the demon realm? I asked quietly. Yes, replied the third Imperial Empress. She became a demon immortal and doesn't care about the past. From the start of her cultivation, she never planned to leave the demon realm. I fell silent. I understand. I had wanted the third Imperial Empress to pass a message to the Dragon Lady of the Yangtze River, but remembering how troubled she was, unsure if she could even endure, I realized the message would never get through. Still, I thanked her for letting me know she was alive and well. Even if fate denies a reunion, just knowing she's okay is enough. Thank you, Third Imperial Empress. I lowered my head. I won't bother you any longer. Since she herself said there was no cure, there was no point in me staying here. It's better for me to leave the demon realm first. I need to help my master find his physical body, craft useful magical implements for my divine form, then head to the immortal realm to help the Dragon Mother reclaim half of her corporeal form. This was a promise I made to the Dragon Mother, and I cannot forget it. Wait. The third Imperial Empress called out to me. I turned around. She asked me to pass a message to you. I was startled and asked eagerly, "Go ahead, I'm listening." She said. The third Imperial Empress paused for a moment. Your divine dragon form, she. What about her? My expression changed instantly. The hope I held of combining yin and yang to swiftly become a divine dragon seemed to shatter. Maybe this is fate. She said after cultivation, her demonic nature changed drastically. She might not be the person you remember. You might be shocked, and if you don't reject her, she. The third Imperial Empress shook her head. I interrupted, no need to say more. I recalled the Dragon Mother saying that if I ever grew close to the Dragon Lady of the Yangtze River, we would never see each other again. Because once that thin veil is broken, everything between us would be forever changed. Do you reject me? The third Imperial Empress was taken aback. I'm not rejecting you, I hurried to explain. Then go. Alright, then I'll take my leave. I turned to leave, and the thunder-striking bamboo glowed golden green, getting ready to take me out of the prison. But when I looked back, I saw the denser demonic aura around her, yet her body weakening, coughing violently, clearly in great pain. My heart softened. Is there really nothing I can do to help you? I'm dying soon. Can you stay with me for a while? The third Imperial Empress's voice was hoarse but no longer cold, it carried loneliness and sorrow. This must be her last wish. As a small kindness to the Dragon Lady of the Yangtze River, I decided to stay and see her through her final moments. All right. I walked back and, following Jiang Zhoushuan's advice, kept some distance, sensing how poor her condition was. Women don't like to show men their worst selves. We were 5 or 6 meters apart. The air was heavy and silent, like a deadly valley staring across from a distance, both distant and mysterious. I hadn't expected that when I finally saw her, it would be separated by life and death, a dear friend suddenly about to leave. It hurt my heart deeply. After a moment of silence, she spoke. After becoming a demon, memories of my past life flooded back. I found out I'm the reincarnation of the third Imperial Empress and panicked. I've never liked the demon realm. I always wanted to ascend into an immortal, never thought about becoming a demon. To me, demons are the path of evil. But fate brought me here, I can't escape destiny. She continued. I spent a day recalling my past life. The more I remembered, the more painful it became. In my last life, I killed countless people, far more ruthless than in this one. Knowing this would make you afraid, even reject me. I listened quietly, understanding her struggle. If it were me, I would have a hard time accepting it too. But from my perspective, she's quite good. She adopted the demon emperor, taught him cultivation techniques, and nurtured him step by step. That shows that even as ruler of the demon realm, she still holds compassion. Mercy doesn't command armies, honor doesn't handle wealth. This is how a true empress should be. A woman like this can't be all bad. How did you accept it? I asked. Luckily, after some time recalling, I found out she met someone and changed, she said. Who? I asked eagerly. A person, someone I never should have met. She was reluctant to say more. I understood what she meant. 2 people originally destined never to meet ran into each other by chance, like the South Pole encountering the North Pole. It seemed to defy fate, yet somehow felt like fate's design. This meeting changed what happened in her past life. Could this be the 10 years the three Empress disappeared, as the Demon Emperor mentioned? I think so. That was why she was reluctant to say more. Was it a man or a woman? I asked. A man. Is this man someone important? I pressed on. Birds of a feather flocked together. The three Empress must have met someone powerful. Somewhat, she answered curtly, clearly unwilling to elaborate. During the 10 years you disappeared? Yes. Just as I thought. When two people who shouldn't have met do, it can affect each other's fortunes, sometimes for better, sometimes worse. Like encountering a wealthy man in need of help, or a murderous criminal, the outcomes are completely different. So when I recalled this part, I started accepting my past life. She was actually kind, so I sealed off a third of my memories, fearing that too much remembrance would change my resolve. Then I spent a whole day fully embracing my identity and began cultivating. Hearing this, I knew she had rushed her cultivation, burdened by the hatred of betrayal, eager for revenge. Do you regret rushing your cultivation like that? I asked. That choice left her with only 1 day to live. No regrets, she answered calmly. As Empress, she had weathered so many storms that she had long since come to terms with life and death. But if it were me, I would cultivate for 1,000 years first. Be more cautious, I said. I don't have the time. The Demon Emperor is still in the demon realm, with endless opportunities. After 1,000 years, you'll have every chance, I advised. The three Empress fell silent, seemingly worried that the Demon Emperor's power was also growing rapidly. That concern was natural. Do you have any last wishes? If I can help, I will, I asked. Yes, 3, she said. First, I'll die soon. I want you to help me rule the demon realm for 1,000 years. I was stunned. I can't do that. You need someone else. I felt overwhelmed and was preparing to leave the demon realm to rescue half of Dragon Mother's body in the mortal realm. Not sure if I would make it back alive. Since battling the Demon Emperor, I clearly understood how far behind I was compared to him and the Jade Emperor, even more so. The Jade Emperor should be stronger than the Demon Emperor, but not by much, still roughly on par with the Peak 3 Empress. There wasn't much time to improve. I could wait, but Dragon Mother could not. When entering the Demon Sea, Jiang Zhoushuan calculated it would take at most half a year. I'd already spent 2 or 3 months in the Demon Realm. I suggest Demon Mother temporarily govern the Demon Realm. I promised you this before, now is the perfect time, I said. And Demon Moon will assist her, I added casually. Fine with me. The three Empress didn't object. I breathed a sigh of relief. What's the second wish? I asked. She was silent for a long moment. There's a friend I want to help, but for various reasons, I couldn't. Before I die, I want to settle this karma, but it depends if he's willing. I was surprised. Do you want me to help in his place? She shook her head. You can't help. So what do you mean? She fell silent again, then coughed violently. Forget it, let's just get to the third wish. I'm listening. I said the first 2 were beyond help, but the third one I would definitely fulfill. There's 3 wishes. If there's a next life, and we meet again, I want you to promise me one thing. I was taken aback. Promise what? You'll know when the time comes. I gave a wry smile. Okay, I promise. It was just a hope. Who knew what would happen 1,000 years from now? Since you promised, even if I don't show up after 1,000 years, you must keep waiting. I will. After she said this, she quieted, coughing harder until she could barely stand. Who would have guessed she'd just shattered the Demon Emperor's physical form? I sighed and wanted to help her but didn't speak up. We sat in silence for 10 minutes before she finally said, You should go. Do you want me to stay a while longer? I asked. No need. All right, rest well. I was about to leave when I remembered something. By the way, you have something to say? Her tone was sharp, nearly cutting me off. My godmother, the Thunder Mother, has lost her powers. It's too dangerous for her to come back to the mortal realm with me. I want her to stay in the demon realm. That's safer. I have to pass through the demon sea to get back to the mortal realm, where heavenly soldiers lie in wait to capture me. It'd be too risky with Thunder Mother. The Demon Emperor's primordial spirit escaped. Demon Mother will govern the demon realm temporarily, so it's best if Thunder Mother stays here. Besides, my return to the mortal realm must be covert. What if Thunder Mother regains her powers here? She coughed, a note of sadness in her voice. Fine. Do you want me to summon Demon Mother and Demon Moon? No need. Just tell them. I want to stay a little longer alone. This is segment 18 of 125. I have processed the content below according to the logical flow, while preserving the original paragraph structure, line breaks, and overall layout. The third Imperial Empress coughed once, finally unable to hold on any longer, and sat down. When she said alone, a sudden wave of sadness washed over me. It was as if a friend was about to die in utter loneliness. Her final moments must be unbearably painful, closing her eyes with no one by her side, bearing the suffering of death alone. Once she closes her eyes, the flowers will wither, the leaves turn yellow, and endless solitude will follow. Looking around at the thick aura of dark magic, I knew she wouldn't last much longer. "Are you in pain right now?" I asked. "Not really. I've died several times already," she answered weakly, her voice barely above a whisper. I remained silent for a moment, then decided to let her spend her last moments alone. Without a word, I summoned Lady Jiju to fly me out of the heavenly prison. The path out was short, but my heart ached unbearably, like countless needles piercing through it. Suddenly, I heard a faint sound. Was it the sound of the Third Imperial Empress collapsing? Her life was nearly drained. All I could do was sigh. Once outside the heavenly prison, I saw Jiang Joshuan seemingly deep in meditation. Not wanting to disturb her, I allowed Mother Demon and Demon Yu to approach instead. Mother Demon was cautious, and Demon Yu appeared surprised. They rushed over anxiously, unsure why I had called them. I cut straight to the point. The Third Imperial Empress is preparing to enter seclusion for cultivation. I temporarily entrust Mother Demon with governing the demon realm for 1,000 years. Mother Demon was stunned, barely able to believe such fortune had fallen upon her. "Did you say what I think you said?" Even Demon Yu was shocked. Mother Demon took 3 minutes to fully absorb it. Her heart raced with joy. "You're not lying to me?" "Of course not," I said. Mother Demon was almost in tears. She hadn't even qualified to attend the Demon Emperor's wedding before, and now she would be second only to one, above 10,000. Tears of happiness streamed down her face. "I've kept my word," I said. "Yes." Mother Demon cried, tears flooding her cheeks. "Helping you all those times was not in vain. Demon Yu, assist Mother Demon," I told her. Demon Yu's eyes widened, breathing quickened. "Are you joking?" "Definitely not." Since Demon Yu possessed the Empress cultivation technique, her progress would accelerate, making her a great asset to Mother Demon. Demon Yu also shed tears. "Thank you." Both demon fairies were crying, especially Demon Yu, who looked at me with cautious hope. "No big deal. It's just a small favor," I waved my hand. At that moment, the little fox ran over and I asked, "Where is Electric Mother?" She pointed the way. "That way." "Good." We were about to leave the demon realm. When we met Electric Mother, I would tell her my plan. I briefed Mother Demon and Demon Yu on Electric Mother's situation. Mother Demon said seriously, "Don't worry. No one dares harm her in the demon realm. I'll provide all the cultivation materials she needs, whatever she requires, I'll fulfill." Demon Yu nodded. Only then did I feel relieved. Mother Demon added, "You should stay in the demon realm too. If you want anything, I'll get it for you." A hopeful gleam appeared in Demon Yu's eyes. I smiled wryly. "I have urgent matters. I must return to the mortal realm." "All right," Mother Demon said without hesitation. Demon Yu looked a bit disappointed. Seeing Jiang Joshuan still meditating, I asked the little fox. Daddy's master was divining just now," she said. "Divining? What kind of divination, all of a sudden?" If that's the case, Jiang Joshuan must be quietly interpreting the results. I didn't rush her and looked back at the heavenly prison. It was eerily quiet. Did this mean the Third Imperial Empress had already passed away? Were her hands dropping lifelessly? Was her body temperature cooling? I sighed. An Empress fallen from one realm was a heavy loss for the demon realm. Now with chaos stirring between immortals and demons, without the Empress guarding it, would the immortal realm seize this opportunity to attack the demon realm? It could happen at any moment. Not to mention the demon emperor's primordial spirit still existed. Before leaving the demon realm, I needed to help Mother Demon and Demon Yu find ways to deal with the demon emperor's spirit. After the Third Imperial Empress died, although only the primordial spirit of the demon emperor remained, he must have sensed her fall. He would likely try to return and reclaim the throne. Lost in thought, Jiang Joshuan suddenly flew over and asked, "Husband, have you ever heard of the Taiwu Golden Elixir?" I was taken aback and shook my head. No. She had never mentioned it when she was younger, and I was unfamiliar with it as well. Neither Demon Yu, Mother Demon, nor the little fox had heard of it. Jiang Joshuan explained, "I just divined for her. The hexagram showed there's still a chance for survival." "What?" I asked in surprise. "Master, could that Taiwu Golden Elixir be the turning point?" It turned out that the divination was for the Third Imperial Empress. Mother Demon and Demon Yu had never heard of such a pill, obviously exceedingly rare and immortal elixir. Jiang Jiushuan went on. Long ago, Hui shot down 9 of the 9 golden crows. Their bodies were incredibly hot. If left on the mortal realm, they'd become volcanoes. Tai Shan Lao Jun used immortal herbs, flowers, and true fire to forge 5 Taiwu golden elixirs, which have the power to revive the dead. If the Empress could obtain one, her injuries and life expectancy could be reversed. Hearing this, my eyes lit up. The third Imperial Empress might still be saved. I urgently wanted to fly back to the heavenly prison to share this good news with her. Here is the translated content, preserving the original paragraph structure, line breaks, and overall layout. But a huge problem stood right before us. The Taiwu golden pill is definitely in the immortal realm. From the demon realm to the immortal realm, it takes at least 10 days at the fastest. And finding the Grand Supreme Elder Lord's immortal residence in the immortal realm would take at least 3 to 4 months, maybe even half a year. Moreover, time flows differently in the immortal realm. One day there equals a year in the mortal world. The third Empress couldn't even survive through today, so where's the time to wait? This is a case of distant water not putting out a nearby fire. Master, the Taiwu golden pill is in the immortal realm, right? I asked anxiously. Yes. Still in the Grand Supreme Elder Lord's hands? Jiang Jiushuan said that after refining it, he gave the 4 out, keeping 1 for himself, but he wasn't sure if he still had it. Could it be that he's already used his own? The other 4 pills are very likely with the Jade Emperor, the Queen Mother, and 2 other high gods. I originally wanted to go straight to the Grand Supreme Elder Lord to retrieve the pill, but if it's not there, we have to search with the others. Can she hold on? When I left just now, she was barely hanging on. I sighed. I can forcibly extend her life by 1 year using her soul, but the risk is enormous. If we don't find the Taiwu golden pill and exhaust her soul, then she's truly lost. Jiang Jiushuan's face turned grave. What else could happen? I asked nervously. Her soul will completely dissipate, vanishing forever. Jiang Jiushuan said. The cost is too great. This can only be considered the last hope. After all, the third Empress herself believes she won't make it through today. How long at most can you extend? I asked. 2 or 3 years? I can't say for sure. Maybe less than a year. The soul is already seriously damaged, Jiang Jiushuan said. I took a deep breath. Then let's hurry and go tell her. I couldn't wait, fearing that if it got any later, she would be gone forever. Once she dies, all the divinations Jiang Jiushuan had done for her would be useless. Husband, Jiang Jiushuan whispered, the price is really too high. If we don't make it back in time, her soul will scatter. I understood what Jiang Jiushuan meant, and I knew the third Empress still had regrets in this lifetime. Now, I could only inform her of the situation and let her decide for herself. Because I promised to fight against time to retrieve the Taiwu golden pill, but I've already broken a promise once with the Yangtze River Dragon Girl. Facing the third Empress now, I might break my promise again. Too many uncertainties are beyond my control. This was my hesitation. If I broke my promise again, the third Empress's soul would really dissipate. So I could only let her choose. Though I really wanted to take the gamble. Master, let's let her decide for herself, I said. That's what I thought too. The risk is just too high. Jiang Jiushuan nodded. Yes. If it were me, I'd definitely take the gamble. I'm tough. Now the question is, knowing there is hope, would the third Empress be willing to take that risk? Thank you, Master. I said. If Jiang Jiushuan hadn't done those divinations, the third Empress would have been dead long ago. Husband, hearing you say that makes me sad, Jiang Jiushuan said. I immediately stopped myself from saying anything more. I owed Jiang Jiushuan too much. Just saying thank you wasn't enough, after she had accompanied me for 18 years. Little Fox, wait for me right here, I said to Little Fox. Okay, she obediently replied. The Demon Moon and Demon Mother also looked full of hope. I told them, no matter if the third Empress lives or dies, you all must continue managing the demon realm. Yeah, they answered in unison. Leiji Bamboo helped us take flight, and Jiang Jiushuan and I sped toward the depths of the heavenly prison. Along the way, I dared not delay. Seeing my urgency, Jiang Jiushuan was slightly surprised. Husband, you, about her. Master, what do you want to ask? I retorted. Nothing. My husband has grown up. No matter what you decide, I support you. Let's go, Jiang Jiushuan gently said as she fixed my clothes. Her eyes were truly softening. When we returned to where the third Empress was, I was stunned. The surrounding demon energy was no longer swirling. Within the demon energy, I faintly saw someone leaning against a stone. There was no breath, no life force. I was shocked. Could it be that the third Empress couldn't hold on and is already dead? I hurriedly landed, but Jiang Jiushuan stood quietly in place. I rushed into the demon energy. This kind of demon energy greatly affects the mind, but I was fine. The third Empress, lonely and leaning against the stone, remained perfectly still. I was stunned. The loneliness and pain she felt in her final moments must have been unbearable. My heart hurt, my nose choked, making it hard to breathe, and tears welled up in my eyes. It felt like losing an important friend. I came too late. Her descent into madness had caused serious damage. She couldn't even survive a single day. Jiang Zhoushuan had just calculated a way to save her, but she didn't live to see me arrive. When she closed her eyes, there was no one by her side. Was it despair? I thought so. She was an empress who once ruled the storms but was still a woman. The regrets before death tormented her peace. I came hoping to bring hope, but I was late after all. Perhaps this is fate. I shouldn't have left just now. I should have stayed with her until the very end, watched her eyes close. This will be a regret I carry for the rest of my life. I sighed, a heavy weight pressing down on my heart. We didn't know each other long, so why do I feel this much pain? I didn't understand. Rest assured, I won't look at her face. I want to give her dignity, bury her properly, and wait for her to return after 1,000 years. I will always be waiting. I stepped closer to the third Empress leaning against the stone, and with every step, the pain in my chest intensified. Just as I was about to see her face, Jiang Zhoushuan called out to me, "Husband." "Master, I'm listening to you, I won't look. I just want to give her a proper burial," I said. "Husband, I want to try and see if there's still a glimmer of hope." Jiang Zhoushuan moved closer. Really?" I felt a surge of hope. "Yes, I have to try," she said softly. "Husband, you're so heartbroken. I can't let you suffer." "I'll try, just wait for me." I was extremely nervous. This spell must be draining her energy, maybe even consuming the strength of her soul? When we were younger, Jiang Zhoushuan cared for me deeply. She was willing to do anything just to make me happy. She's still the same now. "Master, how do you plan to cast the spell?" I asked anxiously. "I'll tell you later," Jiang Zhoushuan said, gently pushing me aside. Her expression grew serious as she approached the third Empress and helped her sit up. She began the spellcasting, and I watched intently, my heart pounding with anxiety. Could the third Empress really awaken? Jiang Zhoushuan's hands glowed with a pale blue light, tracing the Empress's 7 meridians and 6 veins, officially beginning the ritual. My anxiety deepened. The third Empress had just passed, she was officially dead. Jiang Zhoushuan needed to first stabilize her body, ensuring it didn't deteriorate, then retrieve her separated soul. This was an incredibly difficult process. The Empress's injuries and her soul were both severe. The spellcasting lasted 30 minutes, and Jiang Zhoushuan's expression grew increasingly grave. I stayed silent, afraid to disturb her. Finally, without hesitation, Jiang Zhoushuan used her own soul energy to temporarily stabilize the Empress's body. But as she did so, her breath grew faint, and her form became transparent, like all vitality was leaving her. My heart clenched. This meant the Empress was truly on the edge. We had arrived too late. Jiang Zhoushuan was giving it her all, she was even putting herself at risk. "Husband, I've locked in her last bit of energy, but the 3 souls and 7 spirits have scattered. I must go retrieve her soul immediately," she said, turning back to me with a grave look. "Master, let me go," I urged. Since her energy was already damaged, rushing after the soul would be dangerous. I wanted to save the third Empress but couldn't bear the thought of anything happening to Jiang Zhoushuan. "You're such a good boy," she said, gently stroking my face. "But I need you to help bring back some soul spirits." "Soul spirits?" I was puzzled. "Yes," she explained. "The Empress's condition is too severe. Without soul spirits nourishing her body, it will rot. Finding the 3 souls and 7 spirits will definitely take too long." "All right," I agreed immediately. This would be a coordinated effort, and I felt a bit relieved. The third Empress's situation was dire, but luckily Jiang Zhoushuan had a plan. As for the soul spirits, I could ask the demon mother for help, there should be some nearby. Clearly, she was entrusting me with the simplest and safest task. "I'll be back in no more than 2 days. I'll definitely save her, I won't let you down," Jiang Zhoushuan said as she prepared to leave. I was so moved my nose tingled. "Master." She paused. "Please be very careful," I urged. "Okay. Since you told me to be careful, I will," she said with a faint, pale smile. She cast a protective glow over the Empress's body, then vanished. I immediately asked the thunder-struck bamboo to fly me out of the prison. The demon mother, Little Fox, and Demon Moon looked at me anxiously. I headed straight to the demon mother. "I need soul spirits. Where can I get them fastest?" "Soul spirits?" she asked, surprised. Could the Empress still be saved? "Yes. Soul spirits are easy to get. I'll go right now. Without another word, she dashed into the sky. Watching her fly away, I grew even more worried about Jiang Joshuan's safety. Little fox, wait a bit longer, I said. Okay, little fox nodded obediently. I then told Demon Moon, help me prepare some formation flags. We have to seal the prison before leaving the demon realm. No problem. Demon Moon quickly flew off. So, I stayed behind in the prison, guarding the third Empress's body. Less than 2 hours later, the demon mother returned, handing me a plump leather pouch. Seeing how smoothly things went, I opened it. A green soul spirit flew out. This kind of soul spirit is a crystallization of demonic souls, similar to the ghost fire found in graveyards, often appearing where many have died. I controlled the soul spirit and once again enveloped the third Empress's body with it. Immediately, her body began to warm. Will she wake? The demon mother asked with concern. I don't know yet. We have to wait for Master's return. I shook my head. Then I'll go wait for her, the demon mother said, flying out of the prison. I paced back and forth beside the third Empress, my anxiety mounting with each passing moment. I wanted to sit and rest, but I was too restless, feeling like I was being pricked by needles. A whole day slipped by. During that time, I constantly checked her physical body. Thankfully, she still had a faint pulse of warmth. By the next day, I couldn't wait any longer. My worry for Jiang Joshuan was overwhelming. Where did she go yesterday in pursuit of the third Empress's soul? Was she in danger? Unease weighed heavily on my heart. By evening, she was all I could think about. Just as I feared something had gone wrong and I was about to look for her, Jiang Joshuan suddenly flew back inside. Master! Hearing her voice filled me with joy. I'm back. Has my little 18 been anxious? Wait a bit longer, I'm about to use a spell to merge the soul back into her body. Jiang Joshuan smiled as she approached me. But I noticed how pale her face was, and a pang struck my heart. That pallor was the mark of her soul energy being drained again. I knew that after tracking down the soul, she found the third Empress's spirit dangerously dispersed and had used her own soul power to stabilize it. Master, are you alright? I asked, concern lacing my voice. I'm fine. Just wait a moment longer. I won't disappoint my little 18. Ignoring her own weakened state, she smiled at me.